Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by and tuning in. You know how it goes. Hope you're doing well wherever it is you are. I want to come on and share some things because I have lots to share. I said that it was the last time I would wear this sweater on camera, the last time I wore it, but obviously there is need for me to put this sweater on again, hence why I have it on. Okay, I have lots to show and tell. That's what I'm hearing because I have red velvet cake here. Okay, the red sweater. I also have scissors, the red pair of scissors. So there's something going on with pairing, which that's not new. If you have been following, things are doubling up. Sometimes, in some cases, tripling up. Okay, so we have red. Everything is red. So that's emergency. Okay, sound the alarm, fire alarm. We also have red markers too. So MM is relevant again. We moved on to CC, but here we are back to the MM, and we're gonna make our way through all these letters. You know what I mean? So a letter might be important. It could be the letter MM or any letter that's on this shirt or any letter in the alphabet. Okay, we could be talking about the Greek alphabet because today I had Jimmy the Greek. Someone could be named Jimmy. Someone could be, Greek. I love Greek food, by the way, and I love Greek mythology as well. Love philosophy. Most of the philosophers that I have studied are Greek, so that might be relevant to something, someone, somewhere out there, anywhere, anyone. Something is a mess because my desk is a mess, and I don't like this kind of mess. My desk is typically messy, but in an organized way. There is a method to my madness, but this mess is not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Okay, so that also might be relevant. I don't know where to start in terms of notes because I have quite a few. So let me throw some things out there just in case I don't get through everything that I wrote down, and I'm being instructed to cross things off as I go. Okay, something is crumble, something is gonna be trash. Okay, let me start clearing things up. Okay, so somebody needs some clarification. Okay, here I am to clarify what needs to be clarified. We have a tambourine here. I don't know if that's a part of a message, but it's looking at me. It needs to be cleared away. So tambourine, you know who has a song called Tambourine? EVE, Eve, Rough Riders. Okay, tambourine. Don't really remember the lyrics right now, but that might be relevant for somebody somewhere out there. Okay, something is permanent. This marker is standing out. Okay, black. Something is written in permanent marker, or something is signed. A deal is signed. A contract is signed. I'm hearing it's written in stone. Okay, it's permanent. Okay, it's permanent. This is something that you can't come back from. You cannot erase. You cannot delete. I'm also hearing Control Alt Delete. Okay, so somebody could be on a laptop or computer, could be in tech, okay, or are trying to delete files or should be deleting files. Okay, I pointed these out before. So two markers, two M's. Okay, there's two M's. They're red. Maybe they have those letters in their names, or maybe it's code red. Okay, or again, emergency alert, be alerted. Something is sharp because these are Sharpies. Okay, this is sharp, a double blow, a double hit. This is also giving me like an injection. Okay, like a syringe or a vial. Okay, so two vials of blood perhaps. Okay, somebody could have the initials SS since there's two S's here, two Sharpies. Let me put my glasses on so I can see a bit more clearer. So somebody could also wear glasses or needs to see an optometrist. Oh, I feel like I have to speed something up. I might be running out of time. Somebody might be running out of time, okay? So two Sharpies. I'm seeing fine point. So I'm also getting fine print. Somebody needs to read the fine print on something before they write something, because once you sign it, it's written in blood, okay? So this is like a blood contract. Wow, I didn't know it was gonna get that deep. So something is deep here. Two people are involved. This is also giving me maybe twins, like doubles. Okay, there's definitely two. okay, or two becomes one, okay. So maybe somebody is bound by contract to a person by way of a blood contract, okay, or there is a bloody secret or a secret that pertains to someone's blood or someone's blood being spilled. All right, this could have something to do with this sweater. Okay, so let me put these to the side, or maybe I should use these as pointers. Okay, so maybe there are pointers. This is giving me like a laser. Okay, so maybe somebody's laser vision, attentive to detail, very observant. All right, Columbo, that's gonna come up a little bit later, so I guess it's coming up now. Columbo is a detective, and I had a dream that I shared on my TikTok almost a year ago, where I was in my apartment. I woke up in a dream, looked out my window, something strange and unusual was going on the outside, very chaotic. I noticed a young woman on the balcony. She was wearing some red, not all red, but I would say mostly red with specks of white, so that is interesting. All right, and she was hanging from the balcony above my balcony, and I felt the impulse to save this young woman. But when I came out the bedroom and into the living room, I was told not to save her, and I didn't understand why. You know what I mean? The voice and the presence felt like my Lord, and I was like, why wouldn't my Lord want to save when my Lord is in the business of saving, you know? So I was a little bit taken aback, and I became extremely concerned, like very concerned, like what's really going on here? And as time went by, things were revealed to me, you know? Things were revealed as to why a certain individual was going to be cut off, okay? Because something isn't as sweet as it appears, okay? And something is not, what's that saying? Not a walk in the park. Something that has to do with cake. Somebody may have bitten off more than what they could chew. Somebody may have tampered with somebody's food as well. Could have been a dessert item or something else. Something that could start with an R or a V or RV. Somebody could have traveled to somewhere they weren't supposed to go, because RV is I just got 3 calls, and I'm pushing end 3 X's, so 3 X's could be involved, and X's could be exes, people you dated, or the M's in the middle, Malcolm in the middle, so Malcolm X's grandson, and the other Malcolm, perhaps Malcolm J Warner, I believe his last name is, or MJ. Look at that, 3 M's. Okay, so X could be coming for 3 M's or avenging 3 M's here. And we all know who X is, okay? The person who is calling, his name starts with a J. Well, we refer to him by his name that starts with a J, but his real name starts with a D, which is Dennis, okay? And that is interesting because I have a Denise in my notes. Okay, so there's some correlation there. All right, I'm gonna have to get back to this person because 3 calls in a row made my heart leap a bit. Like it must be an emergency why someone will call 3 times in a row. Okay, we could be talking about a star here because on the scissors it says star frit. I don't know if you'll be able to see that too good. Okay, so a star might get cut off. Okay, a star may like the color red as well. A star could have any of these letters in their name or be affiliated, associated with someone with these letters, or someone named Tommy or Thomas. Okay, because Tommy is like short form for Thomas, or you know, the last time I spoke about this sweater, or one of the times, I said the other MMY. So why the other MM? Why the other Malcolm X or why the other Michael, there might be another Michael involved here, or somebody else that starts with a M, okay? Two Malcolms, perhaps, okay? Two Malcolms, perhaps. Or two people who have M in their name, or any of these letters, could have been hit with a sharp poke, some poke of some kind, or signed a contract in blood, okay? You put these away. I don't want to spend too much time on the props, okay? Props is giving me something staged as well, okay? A show. Okay, so I brought up Denise. I want to taste this. Not Denise, okay? This cake. So it could be somebody's birthday or something worth celebrating. This is so sweet. I'm gonna just push it to the side. The only thing I like sweet is my coffee. 2 sugars, 2 creams. OMG. OMG is giving me OMG girls. That's tied to Tiny. Okay, Tiny. T-I. Oh, look, O, M. Okay. Yeah, that just came out because I said OMG. I know I touched on that it could have been somebody out there tampering with beverages, okay? I said could have been alcoholic, like mojitos, pina coladas, martinis, mixed drinks, but it could also be water. Okay, I don't know what could be put in water that would be undetected, but anything is possible these days. Okay, so somebody's water could have been tampered with. This person's name could start with a T. Could have M. You know? Excuse me. It could have been somebody named Tommy. Or even Tammy. I know it's O, but I just thought about that. Okay? And since I just thought about OMG connected to Tiny Tamika Harris. I know they call her Tiny, but maybe once upon a time or sometimes somebody calls her Tommy or Tammy, okay? Or a Tommy or Tammy could be involved in a situation here. Somebody named Tommy who could be white, could be in the red. So debt is in the red, debt, okay? Or something else that could relate to what is red, okay? Something's red here. Again, cold red. I'm holding the, pardon me, tarot deck. I got the Hermit on the bottom here, upside down. I don't mean to go into the tarot right now, and I'm not, but I'm just somebody's in nursing, or somebody needs to see a nurse, somebody has a nurse. Somebody is a nurse, if I didn't say that. This person could be an earth sign, this person could be a Virgo, okay? I don't usually go into the tarot first, and I'm not. I'm supposed to be going into the notes. Again, if you have been following, there's something special about LL. Not the person, or it could be the person. I'm talking about double letters, because again, doubling up, okay? There could be somebody out there who has LL together in their names, or first name, middle name, and last name, or first name, last name begins with a L. That could be in a cold red situation, okay? And I hope you understand what I could possibly mean by cold red, okay? When I was thinking about, I wasn't really thinking about red, but Drew Hill has been channeling for months, okay? Something made me flip the letters and I got Rudd, and then Rudd led me to red, and it also led me to Adam, okay? Because if you are into what I'm into, which is knowledge, you would know that the Hebrew translation from red is Adam. Adam, red, rud, dirt. Okay? Along those lines. You could Google it yourself, or if you have books, do your own research. So I got to the name Adam. Okay? Man, first man, allegedly. Okay? First man made me think about best man. The best man I can be. The movie, the soundtrack. That's RL. Genuine. I know I shouted out Genuine in the last video because I think one of his songs is going to appear in the love deck that I'm working on, or the relationship deck. I don't know what it's gonna really be yet. It's not complete. And I noticed his name and pony. Okay, so somebody might be riding a lot, possibly in the rut, who is now in the red. And by in the rut, I mean unprotected. Okay, and could possibly be in the red. This person's name could be Adam, or start with the A, or the A could represent the disease that this person may have. Okay, this person could be the youngest son or the oldest son, or played a part. Okay, maybe with somebody's son, or as a son, as a character. Okay, I know I've been talking a lot about, I couldn't remember that it was BDSM. The S and M was standing out a lot. Of course, I got initials that I linked it to, but something else could be linked to that. Okay, the actual BDSM thingy, the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing, which is, you know, somebody is dominant, somebody is submissive, and there might be props. Okay, since there's lots of props out involved in these activities that these people are participating in. Okay, I don't know who these people are exactly. Okay, I'm just throwing things out there. If it resonates with you, you need to go get help, get a checkup, say a prayer. Okay, like do something. Okay, do something. Let's move on here. 17 minutes. Somebody could have the initials PU, or PU could mean poo. I know it's usually POO, but right now it's reading as poo. Okay, and poo is usually brown. And I mentioned before, when I hear in the brown, it means like in the rare, you know? Shaky derriere in them derrieres. Shaking derriere in them house and derrieres. Okay? Get me bodied. Okay, so somebody got bodied here. Okay, was about to be bodied, or likes bodying in the derriere. Okay, yeah, so poo, P-U. If you flip that up, and I know I brought something up. Sorry, this is no joke. I'm sorry. I brought something up. I should pause. Should I pause? No. I brought something up about up, and it stuck. Okay, and of course Cardi B has a song called Up. So I don't know if she's affiliated in any of this stuff. She doesn't have to be. Okay, it could be something else with somebody else that was up, or who went up, and now something is stuck. Okay, you went up and now it's stuck. Okay, you might be in ish right now because you went into ish. You understand what I'm trying to say? Somebody's in ish because they went into ish. There's repercussions for going into ish. Okay, it's more than pleasure. All right, it's more than pleasure, and people need to start taking that into consideration. Okay, or just be open and accept what comes, the consequences of certain lifestyle choices. Okay, I'm not here to judge or condemn, but I'm letting people know that there are consequences to be reaped for everything we do. If I eat too much of this cake, you know what happened to this area here, my mid area? Excess fat, excess weight. Okay, if you overdo anything, there is consequences for that. All right, so somebody needs to hear that message. I'm also looking at this case. It's not usually here. It should be, but it's not. But it's here today, and it's looking at me. So somebody who likes designer, like I said in the last video, I brought up designer twice, actually. The artist, and also just saying generally, somebody might really be into brand name items. Possession could be really vain and superficial, okay? Or somebody may need to get their eyes checked, okay? That might be the health checkup for somebody. You're not seeing things clearly, and it could be because you need to get your eyes checked. Somebody might be affiliated with this specific brand, be an ambassador of some sorts, a model for them, work for them in any capacity. Okay? Or somebody could be Italian because something else about Italy came up. I was thinking about pizza, and I thought about Pizza Nova because that's a popular pizza establishment here in Canada that I order from often. But I never usually take note of it, but I was told to write that down, Pizza Nova, and right away I thought about Italy because before I brought up a gondola, small boat, which came from Denise Gongora, also known as Mary Magdalene. Her last name, I don't know why I saw gondola there, but here is another Denise coming up again. And this Denise is tied to Richard Lawson. I believe that's his first wife before Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, okay? So Miss Tina, shout out to Miss Tina, okay? But Denise, Gordy, look at that. So we had Denise Gongora, and now we have Denise Gordy. I can't make this up. Like this, I can't. I wish I could. Maybe I don't. Okay, but whatever. Okay, whatever. You see what's going on here. So I'm like, okay, let me look into Richard Lawson. And it came up as Ricky Lee Lawson. And I'm like, Lee came up before. I'm like, there's something important about Lee. And then after that, I said Ricky when I was saying Ricky Enrique. Ricky Enrique. Ricky Enrique. And then Ricky living la vida loca. Okay? And we know that Ricky, he came out. He's open about his sexual orientation, as people should be. Okay? So there might be someone in question here who is not open, who's not walking in their truth. And the light is about to shine on them, and they're going to be exposed for some kind of unsavory behavior, okay? I'm not saying it's specifically Richard Lawson, but it could be, okay? Only Richard Lawson would know exactly what I'm talking about if he were to see this video. I wrote a few things down, actually, for Richard Lawson. He was featured in a lot of roles, and I was told to write down some of the titles in a particular order, and I'm going to read it as such. But before I go to that, this one, before I get into the list, there's something written here on the side. So he may have something on the side, might be a secret, might be a lover, okay? He played Dr. Ben Taylor in 1983 NBC miniseries 5 or V. I don't know, I never heard of this show, but once I saw the V, I thought about me, you know what I mean? Because you know I like to drop 5 on it. And then when I added up NBC, that is 5-5. I'm like, that's 3-5-5-5-5. Okay, so that really intrigued me a bit to look further into this character, Ricky Lee Lawson, or all the characters he plays. Okay, this was a mini series. Let me see here. So he was married to Denise Gertie from 1978 to 1989. That's 11 years. Okay, there's an 11 standing out. He's born March 7th, 1947. So he's 78 years old. Lived a good amount of years there, Richard. That adds up to 13. Okay, the March 7th, 1947. The 78 adds up to 15. But the Dr. Ben, I said something about thing 1 and thing 2 way back. Okay, and that's by Dr. Seuss. But we know that Dr. Seuss is an imposter. He's not a real doctor. Okay, so he's a counterfeit. All right, so something is not real, or somebody is not being real here. Somebody's not authentic. Again, walking in their truth. Okay, and it could be this person. Let's go to the list of movies before I continue on. How I got to him is almost a Columbo approach. Not saying I am like Columbo, but I may be like Columbo, especially in my approach. Okay, Columbo, he could be a bit shrewd. I hope I don't come off shrewd, because I don't mean to be shrewd. But I know sometimes I come off as flaky, or people may underestimate my competence, my intelligence, my know-how, my methods, and all that stuff. And that's okay. You can think what you want, okay? You could think what you want. But Columbo is similar in his nature. And what is interesting about Columbo is the character Columbo. He's Italian American as well. So here is the tie-in to Pizza Nova, okay? An Italian pizza brand here in Canada. And then when I thought about Gondola, and then Denise, we have two Denise now, okay? One was Canadian Mexican, and I assume this Denise is African American. I'm not sure. I didn't take much notes on her, or much notes cannot be found on her. But I know that she's tied to Berry Gordy of Motown, the founder of Motown. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. No, not Mary. Look at this, Mary. Berry Gordy. Okay? So Berry Gordy is the uncle of Denise. And he's the founder of Motown. And Motown is like the highest earning African American business, or at least it was for a good period in time. Okay? Sagittarius fire stands out because I believe Berry Gordy, the third, or he's a junior, born November 28th, 1929. Okay, Denise Gordy again is the mother of Bianca Lawson, the daughter of Richard Lawson, but he's known, or Google has him as Ricky Lee Lawson. Okay. Okay, so Pandora's clock. I'm not going to go into this list. Let's start with Pandora's clock for colored girls, okay? Pandora's clock for colored girls, in contempt. Okay, so he might be in contempt, or he holds colored girls in contempt. I'm just speculating here, throwing things out, all right? Sometimes I'll say the dates or the year when these shows or movies came out. Sometimes I won't. So those ones came out sometimes between 2016 or 2022. And these are just features or roles again. So we have Saints and Sinners. Richard Lawson. Guess who? 5. Love for Sale. Under the Influence. Angry Boys. Wag the Doll. Willie Dynamite. The Last Stand. Maniac McGee. Fox Style. MacGyver. The Golden Moment. Stick. The Black Hamptons. North Hollywood. A Holiday Chance. A Royal Family. Black Terror. Not Alone. The Main Event. Streets of Fire. Double Your... What the heck is that? Pleasure. Look at that. Double Your Pleasure. Okay, maybe Richard Lawson likes many men. Or the other man might yell. I don't know. Yank. Whatever why it could be. Oh, the other many men are actually boys. Because why? This makes you think about, but it doesn't have to be that way. I don't know. But Columbo's on the case, okay? Just one more thing, which is a popular line from Columbo, by the way. Moving on, so Richard Lawson has a daughter, Bianca, and the name Bianca came up. Bianca came up, okay? So BBB, so we have Cardi B, and then we have Bia, and then now we have Bianca. So that's 3B. I wish I was wearing my B shirt. So B shirt, somebody, okay, whatever. A boy shirt, somebody might be a cross-dresser, or again, might be into transgenders, okay? boy girls, perhaps, because I know Denise was in Thailand, and Thailand is kind of known for the lady boys or whatever they call them. Okay, so this person or somebody in his family might be into that, might visit Thailand actually. But anyhow, he also has a son called Ricky Lawson. Okay, and he's worked with Beyonce on Heated. I have channel Heated a lot. If you have been following, you know this. And also Summer Renaissance, worked with Beyonce on the whole Renaissance project and tour. He also worked with Chloe and Halle with Ungodly Hour. He's just really tied with Parkwood Entertainment, and that's Beyonce's company. Okay, he's Richard Ricky Landon Lawson, 32 or 33 years old, born in 1992. Okay, I brought something up about Turtle, Black Beans Turtle, and I thought about Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bell. Let's jump over to Bianca Lawson now, because she also has quite the roster of features and roles, some recurring, just like her daddy. Lisa Turtle, what's her real name? I would have to check. I don't have my backup phone, but I know her as Lisa Turtle. Very beautiful, cute, vibrant thing back in Saved by the Bell. Of course, I watch mainly for Lisa Turtle. Fashionista as well, okay? I thought about her when I mentioned Black Turtle Beans, okay? And I don't know if people are familiar with Lisa Turtle still, but it seems like she had some kind of breakdown. It almost seems as if she was being spiritually attacked, like somebody was doing dark magic against her. I mean, only those who are spiritually inclined and astute would be able to see the signs, okay? Of course, the average person and even the scientific mind would think or attribute it to mental illness. But there is more, or there could be more, okay, allegedly, that's going on with Lisa Turtle, the real person. I don't know her real name at this time. It's just not coming to mind, okay? I don't know if there's any kind of work that's being done against Lisa Turtle by Bianca Lawson or any person in her family. But if there is, there's going to be, I don't want to say payback, but payback, okay, for lack of a better word. Because there's a price to pay for something. Something wasn't as sweet as it appeared. Okay, the work was working until it stopped working, and now all that work is about to bounce back. So here's two B's. It's gonna bounce back to Bianca for work that was done on Lisa Turtle. I'm gonna go through some of the names of the shows that she was in, okay? So Saved by the Bell, the new class. Good Behavior, but there's an E on the end of good, okay? Pretty Little Liars, all right? Almost like Erica Kirk. Rogue, which I channeled Wolverine and X-Men the other day. So here we are, Rogue, okay? So she has powers, okay? Bianca is possibly a high-ranking witch, okay? Allegedly. All right, so Rogue. Then we have Sister, doubling again. I don't know if she has another sister. Google didn't say she does, but maybe her stepsister, Beyonce, because her name starts with a B. Solange is also known to be a little bit witchy. I don't know if it's like a 3 little witches, because I mentioned 3LW the other day, or one of the last videos not too long ago. 3 blind mice. I don't know. It's a doubling though. Sister, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Steve Harvey Show, Dawson's Creek, The Secret Life of the American Teenager, The Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, and Witches of East End, EE. And I'm like, on my shirt, one of the shirt with the alphabet, it ended in an EE. I don't even know why I chose to write Z like that. I thought I was like being emphatic, like X, Y, Z, like Y, Z. But now maybe the EE stands for something else, like East End. This could be East End, New York. East End here in Canada would be like Scarborough. I'm in the West. I'm about the West. You know what I mean? That West life. So I don't know if East End has anything to do with here in Canada or East End somewhere else. One of the last things I have here as it relates to Bianca is Queen Sugar. Okay? And I know that I mentioned sugar when it pertains to my coffee, when I talked about my coffee. 2 sugars. Again, double. 2 sugars. And 2 creams. So 2 S's and 2 C's. Okay? Or 2 sweet people. So, you know, sweet like cake. So gay. And 2 C's could be 2 Caucasians. I'm just speculating here. But that's what I got. And again, Sagittarius fire is looking at me. Motown is looking at me. If you split it up, Mo and then town. What's Mo? Montana? Missouri? Or it could be somebody affiliated with Motown. Okay, somebody's name could be Barry. Or it could be Berry Sweet. Okay, red, strawberry, cherry, watermelon, deluxe. What song is that? Cream? Oh, Wu-Tang? Okay, so this could be something about somebody in Wu-Tang, okay, that also likes sugar and cream in their coffee, okay? Something is red. Law, son, maybe the law is onto you, son, or somebody's son is going to get caught up in the law for a red situation. Okay, Columbo's on the case. Okay, somebody's looking into something. There's a detective here other than myself, because you know I am a psychic investigator, also a private investigator. Okay, I just come on YouTube as I am divinely led to do. So the messages that I share is for whoever it is for. They will know if it's for them. Columbo is on the case. Something about Denise Gordy or Denise Gongora, an Italian, since I brought up Versace. My next video, or maybe I should just start talking until this one stops. It's actually about Frank. Like, I've been saying Frank for a while now, and I don't know who Frank is, but sometimes I just say, like, to be frank, or quite frankly. But Frank might be an actual person here, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Judge Aaron, okay? Because I know that I said I had a secret for Judge Aaron, and I didn't want to have to share it, okay? I'm hoping Judge Aaron will just do the right thing and release Sean Diddy Combs home in time for Christmas, so he could be with his family, okay? His children miss him so much. His community, he has to get back to business. There's just so much to do, especially now that he's a servant of the Lord, okay? So I don't know if I'm being led to share this secret, or if Judge Aaron has something to do with somebody named Frank, somebody of Italian descent, somebody who is a lieutenant that could be tied to the NYPD or the LAPD, okay? But there's something very suspicious about this name Frank as it relates to Aaron. And today I made a video saying it's Sabbath. I don't usually run errands on Sabbath, but I made a note on video that I was about to run an errand, and I did. I went to go get a booster juice and whatever. And I don't usually do that. Sabbath is about not running errands, okay? So that might be relevant as well. This might be a Jewish person who should observe the Sabbath, but doesn't, might be doing, you know, nefarious things, unsavory things on the Sabbath. I'm just throwing things out there allegedly here, okay? So they might be Jewish, they might be Italian, they might be in LA or the West Coast, a part of the LAPD, or used to work there, now works in the, I don't know how the connection is between Aaron and a Frank, but there is some kind of connection between an Aaron and a Frank, because I ran an errand today's on the Sabbath, and there's something about Italy, Pizza Nova, LAPD, something about Greek too, because I got Greek food, okay? Somebody's name could be Bruce or Willis, or have the BW, something relevant about Chris Tucker. I know Tucker came out a few times. This could be Chris Tucker, it could be Todd Tucker, okay? Because I know something about Ace of Base came out, and I know Todd Tucker has a first son, a youngest son, who is named Ace, okay? Something about Kate Spade, I know that ties into David, and I know David also came up in the Malcolm X grandson case. David Hernandez, Guzman? No, I don't know. I don't know. They know their names, and they know what they have done, okay? These names are just coming up because clearly there's something important about them, okay? Somebody might have French ties. I just saw oui, oui. So yes, yes. Okay, somebody, Juan might be relevant too. I can't even find my notes with the Italian stuff. By the way, when I say the hills have eyes, what I mean by that is like they have everything you ever said, okay? Pan pizza. So here we have PP again. So pan pizza, somebody might love pizza. Okay, could be Aaron and his boyfriend, okay, who's a lieutenant, okay? Or maybe he likes to get clients and he treats them to pizza. Or pizza could have something to do with pizza gate or some kind of gate, okay? Maybe a gatekeeper, okay? Maybe a gatekeeper to some kind of child trafficking ring, okay? I'm just throwing things out there. I have meatball marinara. I don't know if these words or phrases are used to describe children, okay? I don't know if it all ties in, but something is going to end up in a bloody situation. So take this as a warning, because my God always sends a warning before destruction. Okay, someone's name could be Nicholas, or I'm thinking about Nicolas Cage. Somebody likes, somebody, I was gonna say somebody might like, but it came out as somebody likes. So somebody likes to put people in a cage. Again, going back to the BDSM. Hopefully this is not children, otherwise, you know, it's done, it's over for you, done, dusted. Okay, it could be somebody from the Fifth Element movie, okay, or somebody from the Fifth Harmony group, or anyone associated with those two things, because 5-5 Viva, okay? Something about Subway here, and when I thought about Subway, of course, I thought about the J train, okay? I am the J train. Sometimes I speed it up, sometimes I slow it down, but I always go where I need to go, okay? And I get there right on time, all right? If I stay on track, and most of the time I stay on track. So somebody may need to stay on track. Somebody's name may start with a J. Somebody may need to commute by train, okay? Somebody may be affiliated with Chicago, okay? So maybe we're talking about a J train in Chicago. When I rode the J train, it was in New York, Jamaica, Queens, okay? I took the J train there. I think that was the last stop, actually, Jamaica, Queens, for the J train, or one of the trains that was J, I don't know. And you know what? There was a very good pizza spot not too far from Guy Brewer Viva Boulevard, okay, because I did attend York College for a little bit, and there was a pizza spot on the corner that was so good. I don't know if that is relevant to somebody here. Somebody might also like McDonald's, because I see MC here, okay, MCDD, okay, so a MC with the initials DD could be relevant, but I just thought about McDonald's for something, okay, so Happy Meals, again, this touches too close to home, too close to children, okay? Too much stuff about children is coming up in the energy, and I don't like it, okay? Something about osmos. I don't know if osmos is Greek. I think they're more Middle Eastern, okay? That's shawarma, okay? My son likes shawarma, or likes that kind of food, okay? So somebody may be a chef or into culinary arts here. Something about a bag, and then I have paper. So paper bag, or a bag full of paper, or somebody may have been bagged and there's papers on this, okay? I also have red, green, but it's giving me Italiano, buongiorno, Italia. Yeah, viva Italia, shout out Italy. What else do I have here? They say something about Nicolas Cage, so somebody got the initials NC, okay? NC, who could be an MC, okay, because E equals MC squared, okay, so again, doubling. Then Subway, 2 foot long, back to doubling, 2 foot long, so subs, okay, maybe Jussie Smollett has something to do with something here. Does Smollett have 2 L's? Smollett, I don't know. I think it may have 2 L's, because it's something about 2 L's, right? And we know Jussie Smollett, he's also open about his sexual preferences, but he was caught up in a scandal. So maybe somebody's about to get caught up in a scandal. Hopefully it's not with Jussie, because he's had enough, okay? It could be with 2 Nigerians, all right? Or 2 Italians, or 2 Greeks, because Nigerians, they chose to go along with the hoax, okay? So I'm just throwing that out there, not really pointing fingers, but it could be 2 Nigerians, 2 Greeks, or 2 Italians. They could live in Chicago. They could live in Italy. They could live in New York. They could be from Canada. Okay. Something going now, gone in 60 seconds. Fifth element. Okay, J train is moving fast. What else we have here? Is that train permanent? What? I can't see this. Maybe you can. This one here. I don't know what the heck that is. Hopefully in the watch back I'll be able to zoom in. Is that Paramount Pictures? What is that? Plummet? I don't know. Train? Father? Dare? Dane? Again, for somebody's time to escape. Ace of Base. Witness. Where are they from? Germany? So a German could be involved here? Or a foreign artist. Okay, this is giving me like a foreigner. Somebody from out of town. Lady Gaga may have something to do with something. Somebody from Cuba, somebody from Mexico. Let's pull a few cards because time is far gone. And I think I said a lot. Hopefully I said enough. Yes, the Mary Magdalene imposter, her real name is Denise Yvonne Jarvis Gongora. Where's that J again? Because J came up before. Yvonne has two N's, okay? DI is giving me die, but it's also giving me like Princess Diana. That was a car accident, okay? I know Lady Gaga sings a song called Paparazzi, okay? Lady Gaga, I believe she's of Italian descent, okay? Something about Burbank. I know Truman Show, the character was Truman Burbank. If you split that up, something is cold. And money, so cold cash. Cash is cold, or somebody got paid in cash, or undetected cash, or money laundering, okay, washed in cold, okay. Something about money laundering here. Burr is also me thinking about Gucci Mane. And I know my child's father, he was a fan of Gucci, okay. Or something, again, Gucci. Is Gucci Italian? I don't know, I can't afford it. But it may be. I believe Gucci is Italian. And Gucci is red and green. Something about red and green here. I can't make this up here. Okay, red, green. Okay, so Italy. Shout out to Italy again. Coming through in the energy. Somebody's brother is involved in something, okay? Bank, again, money. Something about a photo. Maybe a bank has a photo of somebody coming in with money or doing some kind of transaction or meeting with bank officials, or somebody needs to handle their money, get their affairs in order, because somebody might be having an affair, okay? They might be having an affair with somebody that has two L's in their name, or somebody who is 33 years old, okay? Or between 28 and 33, okay? Or 33 is standing out as that number of sacrifice, okay? So somebody may be about to be sacrificed, or maybe Denise Yvonne Jarvis Gongora was a sacrifice, other than, you know, high places. We can't pin everything on high places, okay? We will not do that. But she also has connection to Canada, if I didn't mention that before. So Canada has something to do with something. And hopefully I'm not in the center of it, okay? Because there's no M. Well, there is an M in Tamika. There is. Okay? But hopefully I'm not in the middle of anything here, because I'm just a messenger, okay? Okay, I'm just a messenger. Some people do call me Tammy. The only person that called me Tommy is my grandfather. Okay, so somebody's grandfather could be involved here. My grandfather, his name starts with a C. Okay, so that might be relevant as well. Let's get into the cards. Versace. Somebody is really into designer. It could be designer the person. Somebody might be really into designer the person, or into designer brands, like to be lavish, flashy. Okay, is there anything else I need to say? I feel like I need to use up all my time. Something relevant about the number 99. So this ties right back to Jay-Z. Because you know he has that song 99 Problems, but a B ain't one. Maybe a B is one. Or he's thinking a B ain't one. So he's trying to not have a problem by eliminating B. You know, anything is possible. Okay? Anything is possible. Especially when you deal with narcissists. They kind of won't think twice in sacrificing their own partner. For their own benefit, for their own selfish gains, okay? So maybe somebody needs to consider that, somebody whose name starts with B. Maybe it's Beyonce, if I could be straight and direct. But I'm just like speculating here, throwing things out there, okay? I'm not sure what's going on, but there is a sacrifice in the air. Drop 5-5 on it, all right? There's something also about Mary. I know we've been touching a lot about Mary, okay? This could be Bloody Mary, like it's going to be a Bloody Mary situation, okay? There's a lot of red here. Okay, there's a lot of red here. Okay, may Mother Mary have mercy on us. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Mary Magdalene, maybe it's my Lord who saved her. Hopefully her soul is in a better place. Okay, hallelujah. It looked like she was suffering. It does. I gotta be honest with you. It looked like she may have done something she just couldn't have turned back from. Glory to the Lord. Hallelujah. I don't want to keep going over the names, but let me see which name is coming out more so than others. J, top of the list. Beyonce, Bianca, Cardi B. Somebody's name that starts with a D. Of course, M's. Tommy. This could be 2 Tommies or even 3 Tommy. Because, you know, we mentioned Tommy Mottola in the beginning. And then we went to Tommy Hilfiger. And now, you know which Tommy is standing out? That Tommy from Power, from Ghost. Force as well. So something may be forced, or something was forced into something it wasn't supposed to be forced into. Or somebody may have been forced into something they weren't forced into. Okay. Lots going on here. This is just a lot of mixed messages, but I hope somebody gets the message. Whoever needs the message. Let me speed it up because 52:22. Okay. Stop here. I don't think I'm going to get to go into the tarot. But we know what's on the bottom. It's a Virgo. It's a hermit, okay? We have all treated fairly. Okay, this is giving me 5th harmony, not the group, but just, you know, how I wish things were. I wish we could all play fair, treat each other fairly. Okay, but clearly it's too challenging for some. Okay, look at this. Marilyn Monroe, all in pink. You know, we're friends, right? In the spirit, like we're like this, like she loves me and I love her too. Okay. We're dealing with a high profile person. Marilyn Monroe is a high profile person. Okay, this could be me solving her case, as well as, you know, I solved the case of Tupac. I documented it here. Bless the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. So I deal with high profile people. Okay, I put in the work, put in the time. Unlike LAPD, unlike NYPD. Yeah, you know why? Because they don't know who we be. Shout out to DMX, my love for life and eternity. Okay? They don't know who we be. They don't know who we be. They don't know. They don't know that we are high profile people. Okay? The untouchables. Okay? And if you try to touch us, you get dust, including Marilyn Monroe, okay? They don't know who she be. That she will resurrect and come to me for me to tell her story. Yeah. We have your dad is wicked. Didn't I say there's something about somebody's father here? Okay? Somebody's father is wicked. Okay? Agent of the wicked one. Be careful. Okay? Be careful. Look at this. Beauty is the name. Didn't I bring up something about Drew Hill today that I've been channeling 5 steps for months? So somebody's name could be Drew, okay? Or somebody could live in the hills. I did mention the hills have eyes. So this could be the hills in LA. I don't know, Baldwin Hills. What else? I don't know any other hills. I've never been to LA, but something about Hill, something about Drew, something about that group, okay? But this is a beautiful song. This is a beautiful song, one of my favorites from Drew Hill, okay? So Beauty is the name. Marilyn Monroe, Beauty is the name. And of course, Tamika Jarrett, Viva, okay? Viva forever, okay? See or speak. You could call me Beauty if you want to. You could call me Beauty if you want to. You could call me Beauty if you want to. You could get it tatted if you want to. You could get it tatted if you want to. Look at this. Their transgression is coming for me. Who, me? Me? They don't know who we be. You can't come for me. Yo. I don't want to make this about me, but clearly it looks like it's personal. Okay, so somebody might be taking something personal. I hope it's not me, because I'm not taking you personally. Okay? Unless you're one of my clients here. As you can see, look at this. Tupac. He's right here. Okay? Right here. Who's next? Oh my goodness. Marilyn Monroe. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I didn't know she was behind Tupac right here. Okay? Because I actually solve cases, LAPD. I actually solve cases. Who's next? Oh my gosh. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Michael. Right here in the middle. Who's next? Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Okay, look at this. Who's this? Tanella Elaine? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Do you know who that is? I'm not even going to elaborate on who that is. Okay. We have JFK, right? We have the missing twin. Look at, I actually work, okay? And my work is about to pay off when I show, prove, and demonstrate that there's people out there who are not putting in the work at all, you know? Because my fairy godmother is Donda. Yeah. Did you know that she was one, well, JFK was the first, then Marilyn Monroe, then it was, Donda was one of the early ones, okay? Donda. Love Donda. Okay. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. That's taken from Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22. Can't make this up. Then we have some, I'm a married, wait, some, I'm a married, some, I'm a murder, some, I let go. All I wanna do is and take your money and go MIA, but on no paper plane, because that's tacky. Okay, you must have lost yourself for doing that. Okay, or Eminem could be relevant to a situation, which I know he's relevant to a situation, but does he know that he's relevant to a situation? Huh, Em? Do you know? Well, if you don't know, now you know. Okay, you must have lost yourself. Okay, you better use it. You better lose it. The moment you earn it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss his chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. What did you do with your opportunity, Em? What did you do? Did you lose yourself? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his one soul? What does it profit a woman to lose her one rose? Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. This is taken from Ezekiel, is that 13 or 11? Maybe 11 verse 3 or 13 verse 3. Okay. Then we have Halo. Okay, all the halos that my clients wear, if they're an angel or if they're a saint, they're a chosen one. The honorables. Or if somebody about to pass away because they lost herself. It doesn't have to be Eminem, okay? But I am wearing MM. I am, okay? Could be, okay? And I'm not knocking on no wood. Nope, not tonight, okay? Somebody might be putting on a halo, okay? Doesn't have to be Eminem. They could have Eminem in their name or some kind of affiliation with Eminem. I know that 50 Shades guy, he has affiliation, so it could be all tied in. It could be all tied in. I don't know, man. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning. This is Job 42:12. Okay. Yes, we're dealing with high vibrational beings here, because that's who chosen ones are. Okay, high vibrational beings. All right. And I don't always like to show too much of myself. But if it's not obvious by now, this is exactly who I am. Okay? And if you haven't recognized it by now, perhaps you need to see an optometrist. Or just not look at me, because still I rise. Yeah, just like Maya Angelou. Okay? And I'm into poetry too, and I'm a writer too. Okay? So I'm all about the bloodline of the activists, of the advocates, you know, like about the resilient folk. We push forward. Still I rise. Hallelujah. Just like how one of my mentors, look at this, Marley, Redemption Song, didn't I share some lyrics from that today? I can't make this up. Redemption. This is redemption for somebody. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Bless the name of the Most High God. Let it be known I'm troublesome. Let it be known I'm I can't make this up. Tupac. I see Foxy Brown's name here. She might be relevant to a case. Okay, but let it be known I'm troublesome. Okay? Say my name 3 times like Candyman. Bet I roll on your ass like an avalanche. Okay? We troublesome. Yeah, since 1996. All right. Well, for me, since 1606. That's my age. Okay, since 419 actually. Troublesome. Troublesome. My dad's a Roman, so he's all about that Roman's revenge. Okay, so Nicki Minaj might have something to do with something. And I know that Nicki Minaj, Roman's Revenge, Eminem is featured on that. So he, again, Marshall Mathers might have something to do with something. Okay. The last card here is have grace for yourself. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I'm going to end it on that note. Have grace for yourself. May grace abound for those who truly believe. Those who truly believe. Because you know, this channel is for true believers, for chosen ones. Okay, it's for the elect, the light of the earth, salt. Light of the world, salt of the earth. It's for the remnant. It's for the beautiful children of the Most High God, yeah. Okay, I mean, it's for everybody. But I gravitate, or I want to appeal to those who will consider themselves a chosen one. Okay, so have grace for yourself, chosen. All right, because the Lord has grace for you. It is by grace, through faith, that I am here, that I get to do this work. All praise and glory goes on to my God. I cannot take no credit for myself. I cannot boast. When I do boast, it's in the goodness of God. It's God saying, take a moment to have grace for yourself, to boast, because you put in that work. Okay, I'm a humble servant of my Lord. Okay, so don't shoot the messenger. Oh, I have no more tower over there if it collapsed. So a tower is about to occur. Some things are about to collapse. I hope it ain't you, okay? But I'm going to end it here because much time has been spent. But I hope I got everything out that I need to get out, okay? Something here about breaking and entering. And they've been eyeing you, okay? Something here about Panda. And that's what, designer, okay? There's a list. Again, it doesn't have to be a list. as in the disease. It could be about A-listers. It could be a list about a particular bloodline as well. It could be a list about people who are likely to become revolutionary. I don't know what you would call such a list, and how inappropriate that is that they will create such a list, especially when they have another list that they need to disclose to the public, which is the E-list. Okay, but they don't want to do that. Instead, they want to compile a list of those they consider threats. And some people, celebrities, are on this list because they are linked to the bloodline of the chosen ones. Chosen ones are revolutionary in whatever art form they are chose to express themselves through. Okay, and I don't know what the fear is. They need to really examine themselves and ask, why am I such a coward? What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of black liberation? What would that mean for me as a white racist person? Okay, what would that mean? It doesn't mean I'm powerless. No, it doesn't. Or does it? I don't know. It's for you to figure out. But it's very, very inappropriate for you to target innocent people who are just trying to live and enjoy fucking life. I'm going to end it here. I don't even want to get upset. What y'all need to do is free Diddy, and free Diddy before Christmas, because I have lots more that I could share, and I'm actually connected to the source, okay? The endless, unsearchable source of intelligence, okay? Remember that. Remember that. Okay, bye.